There's one out in Mount Hood, in Santa Rosa. They're all over. These nice big clips in the Peregrin. So they've done a real good job since they got rid of DDT. The problem is they do migrate 15,000 miles. One of the longest migrations. They'll come from the Arctic, they go all the way down to South America. So they still get a little DDT, but not seems to be not effective. All countries haven't outlawed DDT. Now, if you notice on her leg, she's pretty nice today. She won't hurt me. Some birds you can't put your hand here. She's got a band on her right leg. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of silvery, golden color. And that's put on there by the California Department of Fish and Game. That's a federal ban. But every peregrine that we own has to be bought from a breeding project. You can't take it from the wild. So she was purchased 3 years ago. She's 3 years old, and I think I paid $1,500 for her, which is a good price, believe it or not. And then, so when you first get them, you have to, I stayed up for 48 hours with her, as much as I could, and didn't let her sleep. So it's what's called man. And she finally got used to me, because at first she didn't like me at all. She didn't want anything to do with me, because she hadn't really seen people, because you raise them in a closed environment, so they don't get used to people at all. The mother feeds them. So it keeps them a better bird that way, not being what's called imprinted on you. They think you're mom. If you feed them when they're little babies, so all they do is scream when they see you. So I spent 2 days pretty much keeping her up, and that was it. I had a feather, and I played with her feet. And a lot of guys don't mess with their feet, and I do, because it's very important to be able to work on these braces here. And these are Almaries. You put a grommet in it, and the jest goes through it. So she tamed down pretty good, and it takes about 2 months to train them. The only reason a falcon comes back is because they're hungry. That's it. They're not your buddy. They're not your pet. It's basically a hunting tool that we use. She's actually pretty good. She doesn't mind stuff I do to her. But she tolerates me. And when you bring them down to weight, I use a gram scale. So she's weighed to the gram. And if she's too high, I don't fly her, because she most likely will just sit in the tree and laugh at me or fly away. But we put telemetry on their feet, which is a tracking device, a little teeny battery, I forgot to bring one, about this big with an antenna. And if she goes anywhere within 40 miles, I can find her. I have a device that beeps, so when it's pointing at her, it beeps the loudest. It's got to be line of sight though. So I got her going pretty good. And the tool we use, to get her back, and she probably won't respond to it, but if she was hungry, he definitely would go nuts. It's a lure. What we do is we swing this, put food on it, and we teach them to come to this lure, because they're going so fast. They can fly straight out at 65 miles an hour. And in the dive, she's coming at me at 80, 90, just scooping around. So you don't want to land it on your fist. They really can't. If they land on your fist, they knock you over. So she comes to that lure, spin it, and whistle, and throw it down, bam, she's going right to it. And I use this bird for ducks. She's a duck hunter. And the reason she chases ducks is because I raised ducks from little ducklings that sounded mean. Up full of dope, because she didn't have a mother and father to teach her what to hunt. So I taught her to hunt ducks by letting these ducks go. When she's high in the air, high enough, let them go, and she comes down and takes them. And I did that about 15, 20 times. Until whenever she sees a duck, she goes nuts. That's what I want to catch. That's a rouse. Be very good. So the draw to me in falconry is that I get to be part of what's going on in the wild. She'd be killing ducks anyway. She'd be killing pigeons, doves, meadowlarks. So I'm part of the whole scene. And I kind of control it, because when you flush ducks off the pond, you have to make sure your bird's in the right position. Right waiting on what we call it. And you teach them to be maybe 800,000 feet in the air. So they're pretty small. And so you flush the ducks at the right time, and she'll just come whizzing down, and bam. The problem is the ducks are pretty smart. They'll go, whoa, here comes a bird. They turn around and go back into the water. And that's quite a splash. They do kamikaze into the water. And a couple of them have actually killed themselves going back into the water. The water was not deep enough. But she won't pluck them off the water. She doesn't really like to do that. But she'll try. We also keep them tuned up with pigeons. And this unit here is what we keep pigeons. And then we raise pigeons, keep her tuned up. So when she gets in the right position in the sky, high enough, you don't give it to her, she just runs all the way around. And that's not what you want. So she learns a reward. Hey, I'm way up there, look, I get a pigeon. So bam, pigeons are a piece of cake for her. I mean, they can fly 60, but she's coming at them 200 miles an hour. They don't, if they turn, they don't have time to turn. She's going so fast. But if they turn sharp, she has a little bit of trouble turning sharp. As sharp as they can. But she'll throw up and get her altitude again and wing over and even upside down like a fighter jet. Then go after them again. So she rarely misses a pigeon. But that keeps her tuned up. And the falcon has a very long middle cub. Look, you guys can see that. And then also on her beak, she's got a little notch. And the falcon's the only bird of prey that has that feature. And long pointy wings. Her wingspan, hers is probably 3 feet. Because she'll flap her head over like this far. She's being very good. Right. A lot of times she just wants to get away. So that's the thrill to me, is being part of the hunt. And like I say, it's stuff that she's even getting in the wild anyway. So people go, oh, you killing ducks. Well, I'm not shooting them. And we might get maybe 6 or 7 a year because I don't have, the set's not right for some reason. If you're hunting, you can shoot 6 or 7 in a day with a shotgun. I don't know if we she also has to be very careful chasing ducks during hunting season, because they'll just say, hey, look what's chasing them, bam. And I know a few guys that have had their birds shot by hunters. And that's a very expensive fine to shoot a peregrine falcon, no matter what. So I don't fly her anywhere that's hunting with rifles. I just won't. I have a property that I fly on Lano Road. It's a square mile dairy. And the guy just lets me go wherever I want, so it's really nice. It's nice to have Santa Rosa Valley is flat and open. And these birds use up so much space. She can fly 5 miles in no time. Gets up high and that's it. She usually sticks around. Once in a while, all new birds, the first year you fly them, you want to fly them. They want to experiment. Well, I don't have to go back to him. So off they go. And I watched her the first year. She flew all the way over to Oakland. So unfortunately I had the telemetry and I could track them. And it's a good way to find them. Sometimes you can't. It's just a good tool to have. Some of them now have GPS. One more thing, is the reason I'm wearing all the camo gear is because that's what she's used to. Is what I dress in. If I should wear something else, she gets a little jumpy. Believe it or not. So she's really used to this gear. I put on a white hat and showed her my white shirt, she'd probably go, this hat. Or who are you? So I wear the same gear every time. I've flown Cooper's Hawks, which are long, short round wings, long tails, and they're really good. I call them bandits that rob in the alley. Because they're the birds that dive into brush. They're sneaky birds. They kind of hide in the trees, and they get a bird out, they come out. This bird is just, altitude. No sneakiness about it. I think I covered everything. What do you think? Did I?
What's your name?
Oh, this is Velcro.
No.
Can you guess why I call her Velcro?
She sticks to you.
She sticks to anything I give her. Trying to get a duck away from her is really hard. Very difficult. So I have to put a pigeon wing with meat on right here and get her to train. And That's not a good tree, Brad. We get a little off there. And I feed her quail that we buy already. And the quail we buy from breeders, and they're already dispatched and frozen. And she eats very slicey, maybe half a quail. You gotta keep her weight down. But when she's molting, I don't fly them all summer long because they lose their feathers. It's called molting. And it's too hot. They don't really like flying in the heat. So I'll feed her maybe a whole quail every other day or so to keep her nice and fat. To grow good feathers. She's just finished with molting and all brand new. On her body, so
Other than humans, who are her enemies in the wild?
very few. Young birds, golden eagles, and red-tails. She had her first year, had a red-tail almost catch her. She was on a pigeon, not paying attention. And this red-tail came screaming out of the sky. And just when she saw it, she took off in time. The red-tail tried to chase her, but good luck. But that red-tail will come down and sneak up on them. After that, she's looking all the time. Eagles, she can outfly any of them. You just have to think. The sneak attack will get them. Another question? Yeah.
Is there a difference between males and females?
Yes, there is. Thanks for asking. The males are much smaller, and we call them tiercels because they're males. They're smaller than the female, which is typical of birds of prey. The male is always smaller. They got to be a little careful during breeding season because you can dispatch them very easily. They don't mind their manners. And it's kind of funny because when they're raising the young, he'll go out and do all the hunting. She'll sit there, and when he comes in, she's just squawking at him. Where have you been? Where have you been? So he'll fly over, and she'll fly up to me, and he'll drop the bird. Or whatever he caught, she'll just bam, catch it, and then take it to the nest and pluck it. But when the little brats get older, she just flies up to the nest and lets it go. Because they're horrible. They're just little monsters. So, and that's the same way she trains them, is pick birds up, let them go, and let the kids get, yes.
I'm just curious if they were used as war birds. Have they ever been trained to attack people?
All eagles will attack kids, no problem. No, nobody I know of trained.
No, I'm just saying,
Trained eagle will take, there's a lot of instances of them attacking children. If you go on YouTube, you'll find some grabbing kids, yes.
Where does she live? That's what I was gonna
They nest on cliffs.
But where does she live with you?
Oh, I have a cage that's all screened in so nothing can get her. And she sits on a perch like that. And then I have a muse which I can let her go. She flies around in there, and I like to do that during the summer when they're molting. So she gets to fly a little bit.
You must be imprinted in some way on her brain, her,
Yeah.
in her brain in some way. And how long does that take to happen? And I'm assuming that's the only reason she comes back to you, because we talked about then sort of flying away. I mean,
She'd come back to you. She'd come back to anybody when she's hungry.
but
You
if
throw the
she
lure
can
out, but she's more likely to, she probably wouldn't want to fly to your fist, but she certainly comes with a lure. She was imprinted on me, or used to be the first couple days, because I kept her up for 24 hours.
so that just means she's used to
She's
it.
used to me, that's it. She doesn't really like me. She tolerates me.
But when she flew away to Oakmont, you were able to get in her proximity or close to her, close enough to her to offer her food?
Oh yeah, she came, I got her the next day, she came right to me, because she was hungry. Then she just goes on a flyabout, because that's what she wants to do. So, any more questions? I got 1 minute. Yes.
When she gets a duck, does she retrieve it for you?
Oh, no.
You have to go?
Yeah.
Hence her name.
That's what, during the summer I gained 10 pounds on chasing my bird. I
Yeah.
chase her, and some big mallard can beat her up pretty good. So I try to get him first.
I was just up at Lewiston Lake and you could tell when the eagle was coming. The ducks would start squawking all down the line
Yeah.
and you know to look up for the bird.
Yeah, when she gets in the sky, everything leaves.
Yeah.
Everything goes, they know what's going on. Then the reason, Go ahead.
Is there a falconry association that you're part of, and what other
There
kinds
is, and
of birds?
I don't belong to the club. I have a friend that I fly with, and I just kind of stay to myself.
What other birds would be in that kind of club?
Red tails, I'm sure everybody's familiar with that, UDOs. And then there's little kestrels, sparrowhawks, those are falcons, merlins, eagles, we can fly eagles. And you have to take a test to become a falconer, federal and state test. And you have to have a master falconer be an apprentice for 2 years. Like I have to have somebody, I would have somebody under me for 2 years. They can only have a kestrel or a red tail. And the test is pretty complicated. They don't want people who don't know anything about birds to get it because they're easy to kill them. I've never killed one. I've been doing it a long time. You don't feed them good enough, especially in cold weather. A little bird, you bring its weight down too much to fly, it doesn't make it through that night. So, she's not so much. But, well, thank you very much. I'll stick around if you guys have any more questions.
Thanks. Brad. The chickens.
Nested beers.
What's that?
Very funny. Brad, we have a job for you. Don't go away. Come over here.
The chickens don't move fast enough. They like something book.
We have a drawing, and you have to pick one of these and read it. Or you can just pick it. You did. Here it is. 7958.
7958.
7958. Brad, here's your speaker gift in case you have any coffee.
She gets her own door prize, kind of like that.
I do.
Thank you very much. For looking at it.
The only reason I win is.
That's right, you gotta win your own door prize, okay? Okay. There it is. Next one. Get ready. I know, you might think so, but Elaine won the other day. She pulled it right out of the.
Oh. There was no cheering.
Okay, wait, here's your door prize. A glow in the dark moon. Yeah, okay. This is my joke for the day. See, these guys are getting in the elevator and there's a lion and his tail is sticking out. And he says, don't be alarmed, folks. He's completely harmless until something startles him when they go. Okay, well, Linda's got a joke that's going to be much better.
Wait a second.
Oh, yes. This one's called Flies in the Beer. An Irishman, an Englishman, and a Scotsman go into a pub and each order a pint of Guinness. Just as the bartender hands them over, 3 flies buzz down, and 1 lands in each of the pints. The Englishman looks disgusted, pushes his pint away, and demands another pint. The Scotsman picks out the fly, shrugs, and takes a long swallow. The Irishman reaches into the glass, pinches the fly between the fingers, and shakes it while yelling, "Spit it out, you bastard, spit it out!"
Thank you, Linda. Happy trail